What's going on YouTube? It is your girl Lauren Finesse, and we are back and we are stacked. Now let me stop. Yes, so before we even get into anything, I firstly want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Today is Sunday, January 16th, 17th. It is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to y'all. All right, you my everything. Let me stop. And of course, please like and subscribe. And at the end of the video, leave me a comment on the commentary or throughout the video. Share this video. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I'm on Snapchat. The Lauren Finesse and Lauren Finesse. Just like family. Y'all know where I'm at. If you put in Lauren Finesse in any of those sites, I'll pull up. 100%. Also, part of house cleaning items, these mermaid braids. Y'all, this is the second time that I've curled them. Y'all saw the first one was the video that I made. This is the second time that I've curled them, and these braids, they just look, sorry, got a little message. These braids just look amazing, y'all. And hold on, y'all can see this tan. Can y'all see the, it's giving tan lines, which is difficult not to have tan lines in Arizona. It's 110 degrees every day. It's hot, but that's final. I am, so y'all already know why we're here. We're here for Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 8, episode 7, and I don't have the title pulled up, but I'm actually going to run this like OG Ashley Miller. Shout out to OG Ashley Miller. She's also my Chicago girl, because I'm also from Chicago. She used to watch different shows in real time and just comment per scene. So that's what I'm gonna do. Not much happened this week, so let's just go ahead and get to it. So the first scene picks up where we left off. We have Tisha and Miss Nail going back and forth, and everybody else gets up because Tisha was just at it with everyone. Shout out to Mel. Mel was like, okay, let's move around. Okay, Mel was the one that kind of got everybody up to move around so that Tisha and Miss Nail could kind of talk about what their issue is. So just like I said, Tisha is the type of person, and Destiny's the same way. They like operating in the gray area. Apparently, Miss Nail got asked a question by a blogger, okay, because y'all know this show lives on social media. But apparently, Miss Nail got asked something from a blogger, and her response was something along the lines of, I'm Tisha's mentor. Now, I could see how that could look shady towards Tisha, so I'm not even mad at Tisha like bringing it up and having something to say. It's how she's doing it. And just like I said in previous videos, they like Tisha, Destiny, they like to bring up stuff months later. Why don't you have the smoke in real time? Now, Tisha did say that she wasn't going to bring it up to Miss Nail until she saw her in person. However, this is her birthday party. There have been plenty of times where you could have saw Miss Nail and you could have cleared this up instead of waiting until her birthday party. And it isn't just with Miss Nail. You have the smoke for everyone. You got the smoke for Miss Nail. You got the smoke for Stormy, for Mel, for Kimmy. This episode, they just kind of talk about how Tisha just got the smoke for a lot of different people, even her husband, even for Marcel. So on one hand, I'm with Tisha. You know, this is some slight, but when I see you, I'm definitely going to say something about it. And Miss Nail was like, look, when Mel got a problem with me, she called me. She comes to my front door. This was months ago. Like, you bringing it up months later, it feels weird. It feels awkward. It feels tense. And so I'm on that side as well. But also, like, if I got minor beef with somebody, I'm not going to go out of my way to contact them. When I see you, I see you. And let me tell y'all, this has happened to me before. Real quick story time. My cousin, male cousin, his wife, one of her like nephews, baby mama, okay, my cousin's wife, nephew, baby mama, you know, she came to my cousin's 40th birthday party. It was like an all black tie event, and she came there in gym shoes and sweats. Literally, it was a black tie event. Like, it was his 40th birthday, so everybody was in black tie, everybody. And she came there in gym shoes and was upset that she didn't get invited. And so she caused a whole havoc. It was a whole brawl. We had it at the casino in Chicago that we like had one of the private rooms. And it was a whole brawl. I mean, people were getting jumped. People were getting like, it was a lot, y'all. 2-3 years later, I had not seen her. She had like attacked my sister. I had not seen her in like 2 or 3 years after this happened. But it was my first time seeing her. Now, she's a nobody to me, so no, I'm not going to seek her out. And she, like, right after, like, the brawl and stuff, she was making, like, empty threats online. She was going to fight me. She was going to fight my boyfriend at the time, who he was fighting guys at the, like, it was, when I say a melee, it was crazy. And so it was just a lot. And so I'm not going to go out my way to see her, to, to hash it out. So years later, most of the family had forgiven her, but I hadn't seen her in 2-3 years. So when I seen her, it was a 4th of July party, I was on her heels. Like, what was all of that you was doing 2 years ago? What was all of that? Where's the smoke? You acting scary, you acting calm, like, and everybody was telling me, like, Lauren, calm down. No, we fixed it, we patched it up, everything is cool, she cool now, she cool. No, she's cool with y'all. I haven't seen her in 2 or 3 years. So for me, the next time I see you, I got that same energy I had, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 8 years. Baby, I'm a Scorpio. I can hold it. If I never see you for 30 years, the next time I see you, I'm going to still have those feelings that I had for you in the moment, because what was all of that? And especially because right after that, she was doing a lot of talking online. So anyway, so I get Tisha's perspective for that. When I see you, I see you. I'm not going to go out my way, but when I see you, I see you. So I'm on her side for that. But like I said, Tisha, where's the smoke in the real time? Like, you could have easily called this person and met. Y'all could have created a scene and met. You didn't have to wait until all this time had passed. Like, it was a different scenario. Anyway, they talk about it. Miss Nail, like, look, I don't have the smoke for you like that, girl. I said that I was your mentor because the questioning was a little spicy, and I just kind of felt like, yeah, you've even called me your mentor. And she's like, yeah, but not in that context. Like, that context was shady. And it was. I'm not going to take away from that. So anyway, then Stormy, so in the meantime, or simultaneously rather, Stormy goes to talk to, Stormy and Courtney get up, and now they're talking to Marceau, and they're talking to Fletcher, and they're talking to Maurice. And Marceau is explaining to Stormy and Courtney, like, yeah, it's weird that y'all invited us to y'all party, because the last time Stormy and Tisha met or talked was on the reunion, and my wife was saying that you were on pills. You were, calling my wife a bitch, out her name. Like, y'all were really going into it. So it's weird that y'all invited us to y'all Lovers and Friends Gala. And again, and I hate that y'all making me be on Tisha and Marcel's side. I totally get it. We just had all this smoke, all these words, and you invited me to your event. But then also I see it from Courtney and Stormy's perspective. Like, I think Courtney. Oh, I was about to call them Courtney. Let me stop. Not that's they couple name is Cormy, or Courtney. No, let me stop. Because I love Stormy and Courtney. Like, to be clear, I've said this in so many videos, so that's just being a little silly. But Courtney and Stormy, I think, are in this mind of, y'all, we on a reality show. We are giving scenes, we are giving drama, we're giving action, but once the cameras close down, we're millionaires. We got businesses to run. We got families to worry about. Once these cameras go down, baby, I don't think about you. And I think that's where Stormy and Courtney are coming from, because they're like, yeah, it was tense. It was hectic at the reunion, but also it's months later and we're over it. You know what I mean? And y'all are still holding on to it. So y'all taking it way more personal than we are. So I understood everybody's point of view there. Then we get a scene where Courtney, Martell, and Chris, they go play football. Martell is wearing jeans. Courtney was the only person who looked like he was ready to play some type of physical activity. Fletcher did have on a jogging suit, but it was baby blue. It was like, you would never really get that dirty. And Martell came in jeans, a vest, and a Scully. So they get to talking, and Chris was like, I'm just trying to see how Martell is feeling because he wasn't invited to my wife's birthday. And I want to see how him and Courtney interact because is he invited to the Lovers and Friends Gala? And, Courtney tells Chris before Martell gets there, like, yeah, he's going to be one of the models. So he's definitely a participant. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So then Martell gets there. And basically the conversation was, can you be in the same room with Mel? And Martell is like, of course I can. I can be in the same room with Mel. Which, of course, he can. He says it on paper or in scenes where it's a hypothetical. But the reality is, as soon as he's around that woman, he does the most. He does the most, even if it is nonverbal, right? His mannerisms, his actions, he's boisterous whenever Mel is around. That's just what it is. They were married. They have a family. They have all this court stuff going around. So it's not even weird that would be the case for either of them if they reacted in a crowd, right? But he's like, I can be around anybody. I think Mel is past that. They also get to talking about, Nail and Chris picking sides. And Chris is like, look, I'm on whatever side my wife is on. If my wife don't want to be around you, my wife feels like she has to make a decision on who can come and who can't come, I support my wife. Good job, Chris. Support your wife because Martell is crazy. And then Martell says something to the effect of, well, when she shits on y'all, don't come back to me, okay? Because y'all need to be around the people who are real all the time. Martell, that's not you. And I know a lot of people don't like Mel. I know a lot of people have problems with Mel. And maybe I understand Mel just a little bit more because something that she illuminates, I get it. I just get it, right? But Martell is crazy, okay? Martell is crazy. And it isn't that she can't be in the same room with him. It isn't that she's fake. But I think that she has gotten to a point with him and everyone around this show, everyone who is even connected to him, she wants to disconnect. Unfortunately, Mel, for you, okay, because I got it. Look, when you right, I'm with you. When you wrong, I'm with you. You're on this show. So as much as you don't want to interact with Martell, as much as you don't like Martell, you're on this show with Martell. So the chances of you having to come in contact with him at somebody's event, somebody's birthday, cash trip, the chances of you running into him are increased. So you can't be this holier than thou, I don't want to be around Martell, Martell is crazy. But then we also know that at some point you're going to run into him because that's just the show. That's just what the show is. So it is what it is, right? All right, let's go to the next scene because that scene really wasn't hitting on nothing. When these curls are so gorgeous. What is happening? Okay, so in the next scene, we get Marceau and Tisha at their Airbnb house, and they're talking. And basically, Marceau was embarrassed. Like, Tisha showed her ass at that party, at Nail's party, and Marceau was calling her out. And he's not calling her out in a way that's like, I didn't take it as bad, especially husband and wife. Now, again, on camera, like, you need to dial it back on camera. When no one is around, you can really lay into me. But Marceau has been on this accountability kick. So I think he's just trying to keep up that same energy for his wife. But what happens is they're talking about what was going on at the party, and how she was acting, and how she doesn't need to get into the weeds with different people about things that are minor. And I think he picked up on some of that from what Courtney and Stormy were talking about, because that was their vibe. Like, we can go back and forth on camera, but at the end of the day, like, we have businesses, we have things to do. We are not this deeply concerned about y'all. And I think Marceau is in that same mind frame, and so he tried to bring some of that back to Tisha. And Tisha's like, you know, I have a little bit of unresolved feelings with Kimmy, so I don't necessarily want to take this bid, because remember, Kimmy and Maurice have this bid that they're putting out there that Marceau and Tisha want to take up for contracts. And Tisha's like, I just don't want us to go backwards. So she brings that up. And he just was basically telling her, like, overall, you need to censor yourself. You need to get out of your feelings, and you need to really lock in and get in your bag. That's really the conversation. That's all the conversation was. Of course, she gets emotional. She starts crying because he is calling her out on camera. And she says that. You can call me out all day, but why are you calling me out on camera? You frequently do this. Like, every time I make a mistake, I feel like you're nitpicking at me. And he's like, you think this is the only mistakes you made? Marceau is crazy. Marceau is crazy. As much junk as I think Marceau talks about Mel, Marceau would love to be in a marriage with somebody like Mel. I think those two people would thrive, because they are the same type of person. Like, Marceau is like very business, and I don't get into the weeds with minor stuff. And I think him and Mel, which obviously this is not gonna happen, but I think a personality like a Marceau and a Mel would be so good in a marriage, and a person like Tisha and Martell would be so good in a marriage, because she gonna go along with anything. They should do a wife swap for a week. Remember that show, Wife Swap? You remember that? They used to be going so crazy on Wife Swap. And shout out to remember when Dave Chappelle did the skit about the wife swap? It's funny. If you haven't seen it, Google it. Go on Instagrams, you can see it. Elle and Stormy, they go out to dinner, and they're just basically catching up. I love to see them together, because I do think that they were friends or friendly. I think that, again, that's why Stormy is learning this reality TV show game. I don't think that her and Mel were as tight as she thought they were, but I do think that they were at least friendly, and so it was good to see them like together. So they're just talking about the party. What'd you think about the party? Mel, of course, brings up how Tisha was just wilding. Stormy talks about it. They talk about the podcast that Carlos had with Sonny and Moses, how they popped up. And they were just giving their 2 cents. Also, Stormy lets Mel know, because Mel starts bringing up to Stormy, like, well, what should I wear to the party? Is it formal? Should I come dipped? Like, what's the dress code? And Stormy lets her know, like, okay, well, pump your brakes just a little bit. I did invite Martell. Martell is invited. He is coming. He's one of the models. So Mel was like, and I won't be there. Like, real quick. And I love that Stormy respected it out the gate. She didn't push. She was like, you know what, y'all got a lot going on. I respect it. Cool. You can't come. If he there, he coming. He one of the models. You can't come. Thank you for telling me. Loved it. Like, let's just keep it real in the scene. Keep it real between friends. And let's move on. So then the next scene was like nails on a chalkboard. I've already explained I don't like Trisha. And I don't know what's with her and Martell. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, of course, Martell is supposed to be one of the models for Stormy's show. And so Stormy had to convince Trisha to be Martell's trainer. And Martell doesn't usually train with women. Shocker. That's not his thing. But he'll do it this one time. So they're in the gym and they're going back and forth. And again, their energy together is so weird. And I feel like at Stormy's house, it was a lot weirder. At this scene in the gym, where it's like middle ground for the both of them, they both feel like more open. No, there's not a third party there. Now they know each other. And Trisha's like, oh, now you know me, Martell. With that frog in her throat. Y'all, Trisha's voice, I hate it. I hate it. Somebody might even say they hate my voice. That's fine. But Trisha with that frog in her throat. So you know me now, Martell. You know me now, Martell? Come Martell, but you don't know me. I hate it. I hate it. So anyway, they go back and forth about, okay, yeah, we know each other. Yeah, we're gonna be in the lovers and friends thing. But then Trisha's so messy. Hear me and hear me good. Trisha is so messy, and whatever drama and chaos comes to her, she's actually welcoming it, and she is summoning the energy, the mess. She's like, oh yeah, your ex-wife was grilling me. He's like, oh, Mel? She was like, yeah, she was all in my business and grilling me and asking me questions, and I was like, oh, okay, da da da. And Martell was like, well, did you give it back to her? Because that's how you got to do her. You got to give her back that energy. Whatever question she asks you, you got to ask her. First of all, Trisha is not in a place to ask Mel a motherfucking thing, okay? You are coming onto the show, so yeah, the women have questions for you. But for her to isolate it to Mel in front of Martell as to like some type of, you know what I mean? Y'all know what she was doing. Y'all know what she was doing. She was trying to cause a little mess. Like, oh, your ex-wife was, you know what I mean? Like, she was definitely doing that. And Martell fed right into it. They're kind of like the same kind of people. They like drama and mess. She also explains about how her relationship with Ken is complicated. And she is separated but not legally, and she's not divorced, da da da. And Martell's like, oh, okay, well I guess y'all gotta get it together. And you know what I mean? Why are you telling Martell your business? Because I guarantee you, Martell, he went and told somebody. The coleslaw, somebody, Sheree, he went and told somebody your business who don't even know you. Why are you sharing your personal business with somebody who just an episode ago didn't even know you? He didn't even know who you were a week ago. But now, a week later, you telling him all your personal business? Trisha, please. I don't like Trisha. Trisha can go. Ken can stay. He's an innocent. Let me tell you something. Ken is an innocent bystander. He has no clue of the conversations that Trisha is having around him and about him. I'm sure when he's seeing this show, they won't be together because Trisha was doing the most. She's messy, and girl, you don't sound confident in your relationship. Now, I said last week, if y'all haven't seen her ex-husband, the ex-husband, fine, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the ex-husband is chef's kiss. Anyway, the last scene, we get Mel and Marcel. They're going back and forth, and basically Mel is just like, you know, when people ask me about y'all personal business, I don't even comment. Why were you bringing up, or why were you commenting on the situation with me and Martell? And he basically was like, they thought it was me. When they said an M and an A, they thought it was me who got locked up. So I was just trying to make sure they understood it wasn't me. I don't know. It's a to be continued, so we'll see the rest of the conversation next week. But yeah, y'all, that was it. It really wasn't much. I mean, it gave me a little something. I did enjoy nail gathering Tisha, but then I also enjoyed Tisha kind of like putting her foot down. We love strong Tisha. Just like, be strong in the moment. Be strong in the moment. Like, please do not string this stuff along. I also like that Stormy got a chance to sit down with Mel. It looks like they have at least an understanding, and I love that for them. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see what goes on next week. I didn't even see the preview for next week, but I know that it will be continued, the conversation between Marcel and Mel, because that's where it left off. To be continued. So please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Let your girl know that you stopped by. Please share this video on all social media platforms to bring the people and let the people know they could get a real review. Okay, I'm not looking to pander to anybody favorites or whatever. I like who I like, and that's the story y'all gonna get from my perspective. Okay, see you guys next week. Bye bye. No, let's go. They know.